Hey everybody, listen, I don't know what's going on or if this is the computer or the YouTube, but now I can't do instant like I did before. I have to click on the stupid square, then the cam option comes up, and it's anywhere from 0 to 10 seconds. This is BS. I don't know. Can please somebody tell me, is it just my computer? Is it YouTube? I hate it. And it also seems like, truthfully, that the pixels are a little odd, too. So maybe I'm wrong. I know I'm cuckoo. Yes, powered by coffee. Hey, Waffle House, why don't you sponsor Psycho's Platters? It's between you, Krispy Kreme, and Dunkin' right now. I drink from all three mugs. Somebody sponsor me. That's me shaking the table. Sorry. Sponsor me. Okay. I hope everybody has had themselves a good week of digging. Welcome to episode 51 of Psycho's Platters. I would like to mention very briefly here, thank you seriously to all of the positive responses that I got over the 50th episode last week, including, yes, I'm going to do an extra shout out to Record Collector Magazine over in the UK. They went off and just really gave me nice comments, and I'm really grateful. Guys, you know, we have good record collecting magazines. Not too many left, though, here in the States. Goldmine's the biggie that I used to read from time to time. I hate Discoveries being dead. I know they were both connected. Go read and subscribe to Record Collector. They know what they're doing. The articles are varied. There's a lot of good dealer pages. Yes, it's overseas stuff, but you know what? It's worth it. It really, really is. Just a fine magazine. So now that I'm done with the promotion part, remember I told you guys last episode that the find that I found was going to be over the next couple episodes. Let's get at it. I don't know if I told you guys, but I'm a huge Roxy Music fan. Yeah, I love 70s Roxy music, and of course they were around pretty much from 1971 to 83 when they decided to break up, and I know that they have done a handful of reunion gigs, and I know there was a European tour. They were supposed to come here to the States last year, I think, and the plug got pulled. Now I'm hearing Brian Ferry is doing a solo album. That's coming out this year. This, of course, is the first album. I like it. The big ones on here: Remake, Remodel, Virginia Plain. All right, I love Virginia Plain. The Bob medley's pretty silly. This one here is the first two albums, because this is called the first album. Okay, the first two albums had who was a band member of Roxy Music other than Brian Ferry that was big? Anyone? Hey, who said Brian Eno out there? You're right, because that's exactly who was in here, doing all kinds of sound effects and keyboards and stuff. The original pressing of this is on Reprise. Unfortunately, that's not what I've got. I got the old school yellow Atco. Mint condition, by the way, for most of these records. They also were known, of course, to get beautiful models, beautiful women in here. Oh, yeah, also produced by Peter Sinfield. Why does that name sound familiar to you? Because he's got connections with King Crimson, that's right. So you've got all kinds of different things here. So not too shabby for the first album. I know this one was cheaper than the Reprise one. As goofy as it sounds, I may actually go back and get that Reprise one. That one was in really decent shape too. You know, just for completeness. Okay, another one here. Sorry, it takes me a little extra. These were all nicely sleeved for me. Siren. Yeah, that's right. Now, this one here, of course, from 1975. Who is this on the cover? Who's this pretty woman here on the cover? Anybody know? Anyone? All right, it's Jerry Hall. Jerry Hall, of course, would be with who? Mick Jagger. Yeah, go figure. A few years later, of course, she'd be with Mick Jagger, but she ended up modeling for Roxy Music. Of course, pretty much the lineup was still the same. Eno wasn't around anymore. John Gustafson played bass. He was in He was in the Big Three, who was a big Liverpool band in the early 60s, used to tour with the Beatles. Eddie Jobson is on here too. He's really talented. He ended up, he ended up going to Tull for a little while too in the late 70s. The big one off of here though, Love Is the Drug. I love that one. Nightingale, Both Ends Burning. Good stuff. Good stuff. Also on the yellow Atco too from 75. This one's kind of slightly risque, but I'm going to show it anyway. It's from 1979. It's a Roxy Music bootleg, and it's called Champagne and Novocaine. Really neat on this one here. It is shows that were recorded in New York City in 1975. This is a 1979 Australian bootleg of Roxy. Mint condition on this. I love, like I said, I got all these really cheap and decent. Okay, this one here, this one was just too cool. Back to back, the Marqués with Booker T and the MGs. Yeah, they all, that's your front cover. This is your back cover. This is on Stax. Beautiful. Maybe one slight, can't call this mint, sorry, but it is pretty damn close. I got one itty-bitty slight hairline scratch on one side. The rest of it's beautiful, though. I love this. Love this. And I don't know if I ever told you guys, but I did go to Lake Monona over in Madison, Wisconsin one time with my friend, one of my friends, Lindy. She took me out there, and it was on a fall day we went, I think, and I still got chills up my spine just knowing, of course, what happened in that water. You know, just pretty depressing. Okay, this is only the second album that I ever got from this band. Yeah, I finally got a copy of this. Moby Grapes. Wow. Yeah. Wow, indeed. Pretty, really good shape here. One slight scratch. The rest of it's pretty damn good in the old school red label Columbia on stereo. Gatefold, of course. That's what you're looking at. Murder in My Heart for the Judge, Bitter Wind, Place in the Time, Motorcycle Irene, Miller's Blues, Just Like Gene Autry, Foxtrot, all kinds of other good stuff. I want to say, I think this is like 68, early 69 this came out. Really good stuff. Like I said, I'm happy to have this. Moby was Moby. You know, I think I showed it in a prior episode, I have the Moby Grape album where the one member is showing his middle finger on the washboard. Pretty sneaky for back then, huh? All right, here's another one, kind of weird. From Audio Fidelity. I'm trying to figure out what this really is all about. Doug Fields has got a marijuana type album. Something about something to smoke the grass or something like that. Well, this one is How to Blow Your Mind, a freak-out party. Yeah, I guess you could have yourself a freak-out party just by listening to this. This is in stereo. It says, mind-tripping sound, hallucinations, journey into your mind, electric Buddhas, love supreme deal, play your game, acid rock, I've a zebra, she can fly, electric mind sound by Unfolding. Is what it says here, and like I said, it's on the Audio Fidelity record label. Pretty strange. It says music by David Dalton is the only hint we've got on this one. I want to do a little more research on this. That could be kind of fun. There's your back cover too. All right. What's we got here? I know this one's gonna be like slightly risque cover day, I guess, unintentionally. From 1975 on Virgin. Boxer, below the belt. There's a gatefold here of the band. Now, in Boxer, you got a really good singer, Mike Patto. Okay, he would end up dying of cancer in '79, but he's on this thing, and Ollie Halsall. Now, Ollie Halsall would end up working with the Ruddles, which is a really cool band from the late '70s, '77, '78. Which, of course, the Ruddles were a Beatles spoof. Go find Archaeology. It's a double CD of the Ruddles, the '70s, and then they got back together in the '90s, of course, to reunite. You had let me see, Neil Innes from the Bonzo Doodah Band, Eric Idle from Monty Python, Halsall, and God, what's his name? Ricky Pittar, who would end up working with Beach Boys touring band in the early '70s, along with a band called Flame, which was on Brother Records. This one, of course, in mint condition on the old school Virgin label. Yes. So this one was pretty nice too. I can't wait to listen to these ones. The more obscure stuff, the better. It's a challenge for me, really. But I mean, I've heard of Boxer before, but it's kind of hard to actually find this album. I know that I think the CD got reissued. I don't know if it was Rock Candy or one of the other labels came up with that. Okay. Another favorite '70s band out of Phoenix, Arizona, The Tubes. Yeah, that's right. From '75 here. Let me see. On your typical A&M, nice mint condition on, well, slight scuffs. I'm sorry. Whatever. But there's the front. There's the back. I know, she's pretty hot looking in The Tube, right? That actually was female co-vocalist Reese Styles, who disappeared after 1980 pretty much, never to really be heard from again. Everybody in here, originally at one point or another, they were doing art rock mixed with theatrical rock, okay? Your main people here, of course, would be... I'm sorry, I'm not really with it today. Fee Waybill, of course, he's the lead singer. He would end up going to write with Richard Marx and a bunch of other people back in the late '80s for Capitol. Vince Welnick, who's on keyboards. He, of course, after the Tubes would break up, after working with Todd Rundgren a little bit, he would jump to the Grateful Dead. And then, of course, he's long gone, unfortunately, too. And Prairie Prince on drums. Prairie Prince was the original drummer to Journey, and he jumped over to the Tubes. And then he ended up for a couple albums with the KBC Band, which was Cassidy Ballin, and I am just not with it today, guys. And Kantner, 3 members of Airplane. Lastly, I sort of kind of like Elvis Costello, but I never saw this bootleg either. I'm assuming it's called Exit. 1977 and '78 shows, double album. This one too is this one's from 1980, and it's also a Australian. Here's the front. Here's the back. But mint condition. I can't wait to listen to those too. So that's pretty much this one for the finds. I do have a couple autographs I want to show you really quick. My son Mike, back when he worked in the hotel industry in Branson, Debbie Boone, he came across Debbie Boone as one of the people that lived in the place that he worked for. Really, really nice, and signed to Paul, with love, Debbie Boone. Yes, that lit up my life. I know that was bad. Okay. Bobby Vinton, the early years. What's kind of funny about this is that I actually found this. This was, let's see, in the early O's? Yeah, in the early O's. And it was signed by Bobby Vinton in '98. But I met Bobby Vinton in the early O's and got him to sign it to me. So it's double signed. by Bobby Vinton. It's a pity it wasn't signed in blue velvet. I know, that was bad too. This one was the coolest thing. I found this at a Goodwill just this past week for $2. George Jones. I Live to Tell It All with Tom Carter. Tom Carter, he also co-authored books by Ralph Elmery, Reba McEntire, Glenn Campbell, and others. Yes, I read that from the inside flap. I don't care. Well, this book was put out in '96. Well, guess what? It's signed by both Tom Carter and George Jones. And I'm glad, too, because I got to see George Jones perform once at Boone County Fair in Belvedere, Illinois, in the early O's myself here. And he was damn good, and he was sober, too, so that was really cool. All right, guys, shout-outs really quick. I'm going to try to make this shorter than last week. First one, Wax Museum with Ronnie Dark. Yeah, that's right. I wore my shirt today, Ronnie. I wore the old school one. They changed the colors on it. Like him on Facebook. Listen to him every Sunday night from 6 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Ronnie, I got to tell you something. I had computer problems again this week that really sucked. I listened to 2 minutes of the broadcast before the feed or my computer would not jibe. Something tells me we got invaded with malware. This is what I'm hearing from my kids, so hopefully we can get it cleaned up between now and Sunday. But I was pissed off because I really wanted to hear the Uni show. I was looking forward to that, and not being able to hear it made me half angry. Really did. Not your fault, stupid computer. So, okay, so Wax Museum. Then right after that, Night Owl Lounge with Mike Adams. Go like him on Facebook and listen to from 9 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. This is Rock and Roll Radio is another one. They are on from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Sunday night Central Standard Time. Go like them on Facebook and listen to the broadcast as well. 3 sides of the coin. You like Kiss like I like Kiss? Guess what? Go subscribe on Facebook and their YouTube. They got interesting videos. They just got done interviewing Where's Drago, a.k.a. Alan Tucker, who engineered the first Kiss album. There were some interesting little stories there. That, and they talked about remasterings and recordings and things. I learned a few things. Good stuff there. Also, Dropping the Needle is another show that they do. You know, Mike, Mitch, and Tommy, you guys are just something else. I love it. Fantastic. You keep doing what you're doing, okay? So like and subscribe them on Facebook and YouTube, 3 sides of the coin. Record Collector Magazine, we already talked about them already, but I love them anyway. Shindig Magazine as well. You know what, guys? We're getting there. I got 89 subscribers. I love it. Over 8,100 views. I'm still going for by 10,000 views by Easter. I think we can do it, guys. Let's keep pushing it. And 100 subscribers. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your frenemies about this lovely, quirky show that this middle-aged man, me, talks about vinyl and everything. Right after this broadcast, I will be doing a breaking news episode 52, Psycho's Platters, but this will all be Kiss-related. I have to talk about this. Hopefully I won't be forever on it, but I got to do it, and you'll find out why. So go click on for episode 52, and we'll figure out what's going on that. Also coming soon, Knights of the Round Turntable. First episode to be filmed hopefully in the next couple of weeks. We'll get it up and rocking, okay? Everybody, take care. God bless. Rock on. And good crate digging to you this week.